Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope everybody is having a great start to their Saturday so far. Didn't get a chance to make a late video yesterday. Both my kids actually had, well, two of my kids had their end of the season baseball and softball parties, so was spending some time obviously focusing on that. But what we've seen is a lot of the same. A lot of red in the crypto market, kind of an ugly day once again. And we did, in fact, get some surprises over the last 24 hours. Some good, some bad. And we need to have a discussion about those as well as just a few other things going on in the market. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So I will say the silver lining in all of this is ADA still sits right at about its lowest moving averages on the daily. We're still actually broken out of that longer term trend. This is actually our trend throwback and retest. So would love to see a bounce for ADA in the crypto market here. And I'll talk more about the news here in just a second, but we're still completely reset on the daily stochastic RSI is 0.0 there. On the 1 hour, you can see we're chopping around like crazy people. Actually, just something a little good here. We are building a little bit of an inverse head and shoulders, a small one, shorter term time frame, but we just got to obviously watch that as we're getting into today, and it'll be a question of sentiment. Do we see more of what we saw yesterday, or do we finally see a little bit of a turning of the tides here? I will say BTC obviously dropping down to the bottom of its trend, bouncing off of this 50-day moving average is a great sign. It's actually retesting this big bull flag that we were printing. So I'd love to see us actually get back inside this. We actually did do this back here in May into June. You guys can see we had the breach, retest on our 100-day moving average, and then bounce back up. And that was actually the moment we made an exit of that trend. Maybe that's what's coming, right? There's no guarantees or financial advice or anything like that. Nobody can predict the future, guys. What I will say here is we did something really good. In terms of the CME gap, it is now closed on this candle from yesterday. So that is a great sign for the markets. Again, we tend to close these CME gaps. Don't close all of them. Again, we can take a look at the one back here in the early part of May. We can look at the one in the late part of April, but this might have been what, again, the market was waiting for us to make this extension to the upside, okay? Now, of course, the markets just got absolutely hammered yesterday. Institutional money dumping like crazy. You can see on the BTC side, $812 million. On the Ethereum side, $152 million, breaking that 20-day streak of consecutive days of institutional accumulation on the ETH side. So those were things that the market had to absorb and deal with, and unfortunately it kind of is what it is. Now let's talk about the day, because we had a wild series of news over the course of the day. Let's talk about this drop here first that took place in the later part of the day. And what we were seeing was Donald Trump and, of course this isn't going to load, Donald Trump and the former president of Russia kind of going back and forth in terms of words, talking about potentially, escalation, if you will, strategic positioning of nuclear subs by Donald Trump. And of course, the market doesn't like that shit. Okay, just call it what it is. The market doesn't like uncertainty. We don't like negative surprises. And of course, that hit the markets. We saw a bunch of liquidations yet again. That's been the very recurring theme here. And unfortunately, that's kind of led us into our weekend. I'm hoping that we don't get any more surprises as the weekend progresses. I'd love for these tensions to cool down and for us to actually plant our feet in the ground, but we'll have to just watch and wait and see what happens here. I will say right now, we still have the same setup we've been getting day after day after day, where we keep getting all this short leverage just compressing down on top of ADA. You guys can see still right now about a 5% imbalance to the short side. Again, in terms of the liquidations, $3.68 million worth of long liquidations, $278,000 worth of short liquidations. So the longs have just been hemorrhaging as of late, and the shorts have been getting really confident. And I would think that there's going to be a point where the market turns around and starts to move the opposite direction. We'll just watch and wait and see what happens here. Now, the good piece of news, seeing as everything has seemed just horrible so far, is we did actually get a little spike yesterday, and that was earlier in the day. And this is something that is good leading us into September. What we actually saw was our jobs report yesterday. And this jobs report actually came in cooler than expected. Revisions ended up much lower than expected. Actually, Donald Trump complained about this. But guys, this is actually really good if we're talking about interest rate decreases. Remember how we keep talking about the data needing to support rate decreases? Well, we just had the likelihood for an interest rate decrease in the September meeting surge by almost 20%. Okay, we were actually at 61.9%. We surged to 80.3% likelihood that we're going to get a cut in September. That's really good. Now, something we do need to watch here as well is there was a Fed governor that actually resigned yesterday. So now there is actually a vacancy, and a potential appointee coming in could be more pro rate cut, more pro progress. That's something that actually could get us even closer to rate decreases. So the market like that, but unfortunately, you know, when you get hit with a bunch of surprises in the middle of the day that aren't that great, it's tough to make some progress off of that. So we'll just have to watch and wait and see how the day moves. I'm hoping for just a calm, steady day right now. About $171 billion in daily trading volume over the last 24 hours. We have hit this neutral range in terms of the fear greed index, and we're just kind of blah. We're just kind of sitting. $1 billion in daily trading volume for ADA. Everything's looking fine per se. Longs aren't trying to squeeze price too much, which is good. I'm hoping that doesn't change over the weekend. The weekend tends to bring us that in terms of BTC, in terms of ADA and other assets. As long as longs don't get too antsy and too impatient, this is where you could potentially see kind of a quiet weekend, and then maybe kind of an early week push to retest this longer term trend that's ascending here. So that's all I got for you guys in this one. Appreciate you as always. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.